Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday, and this is the Wrestling Wrap-Up. A handful of news brought to you in one easy-to-watch video. As far as today's news and stories we do have to talk about, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories. Kind of a light news weekend, I guess you could say, to pull from, but we've got stuff to talk about, like one top Monday Night Raw star's plans being put on hold because a SmackDown star got very popular. We're talking about Nakamura. He's going to Japan to take on the great Muta. Karl Anderson's not going to Japan. Mike Tyson is coming to AEW, and so much more. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. If you're watching live, that's twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. But I also want to thank you for watching or listening later, whether that's youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited or podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. It's Halloween, and I know you might ask, and I didn't only think about it about 20 minutes ago. Damn, I should have dressed up. I should have wore a costume for this live stream. That's on me. I thought about it like 20, 30 minutes ago, and I go, oh yeah, I could have had some fun with this, but we didn't. Also, speaking of Halloween, tonight's Monday Night Raw, but because it's Halloween, I'm going trick-or-treating with the kids. No Monday Night Raw review, unfortunately, so just to let you guys know about that. There's no Raw review because I will be taking my kids trick-or-treating instead of watching Raw. But we're here with the wrap-up, and if you are watching live, I do want to say thank you, and that you can support the channel a couple of different ways. You can either support by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can support the channel by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. And it doesn't have to just be your Amazon Prime account. It can be anybody's Amazon Prime account, whether that's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your grandma, your grandpa, your auntie, your uncle, anybody, your dog walker, your milkman, your anybody's Amazon Prime account. With so, you get a lot of cool things. You get, well, free games. Some of the free games you can get right now: Middle Earth Shadow of War, super fun; Fallout 76, Total War, Warhammer 2, Heroes Hour, Loom, and so much more. But that's just for today, because these games are rolling over. These games are rolling over, and we're getting new games starting tomorrow. Prime Gaming for the month of, what's November? Let's see what November games. Because, you know, you guys get free stuff, and you can also subscribe right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited, for no extra cost. Some of the free games that you will be getting starting tomorrow, and these are some good ones: Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, WRC 9 FIA World Rally Championship, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, last day of June, Etherborn, Whispering Willows, and Facility 47. I mean, those first three: Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, WRC 9, and Indiana Jones The Last Crusade, all really good games, worth it. Sign up with your Amazon Prime or anybody's Amazon Prime for Prime Gaming, and there you go. Even if you don't use it to help us out, you're helping yourself out. Also, remember, you can head over to YouTube and support us over there by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Plus, remember to head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming one of the free games, or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, or Rumbleverse, use our code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you'll be supporting us without having to spend any extra money, whether you're already spending money for the Epic Game Store, Epic Games purchases, or you're claiming one of those free games. Use code PWUNLIMITED at checkout, and you will be supporting us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Looking at the chat, we got Nick in the chat. He said, the Fed letting Shin go to Noah is so funny to me. They aren't doing shit with Nak. That dude's got knees made of paper. Well, we'll talk about Nakamura in our second news story and how they had to try twice to make this match actually happen. Like, that's the word coming out, is they had to try twice to make this match actually happen. And we'll get into all that in a little bit. But the first news story we got to hit on has to do with, well, Kevin Owens. And plans for Kevin Owens actually being on hold because Sami Zayn is a rock star right now, basically. Triple H's plans for Kevin Owens are, quote, on pause due to, quote, white hot SmackDown star, according to a new report from Louis Dangor over at Give Me Sports in association with WrestleVotes. Dangor writes the following. Owens hasn't been on WWE TV in several weeks now, apart from a one-off appearance on the October 18th edition of NXT. And the reason for Owens' absence from TV is, it has been claimed, is down to the popularity of his close friend, Sami, right now. WrestleVote, speaking exclusively with Give Me Sports, is now reporting that KO isn't on TV because Triple H has, quote, paused his plans due to how over Sami's involvement with the faction has gotten, as WrestleVote stated, quote, he was pegged to get involved with Sami and the Bloodline, but that's white hot right now. Those plans, from what I've been told, are definitely pushed back, but they're not off because the plan is for Kevin Owens to be with Sami Zayn. Whatever they had planned for Kevin Owens is totally on pause because this stuff with Sami doesn't come around often. This was supposed to be a little 3-4 week comedy deal, and it's getting big. Now, fans often enjoy Sami's segments with the Bloodline more than anything else each week, so it's probably the best that Triple H has seemingly delayed the split of Sami Zayn from this mega group. So yeah, everyone was always under the impression, all of us fans and stuff, they were like, oh, where's this going to lead to? Where's this going to lead to? Is it going to be Sami and Kevin? Are they going to eventually kick Sami out and then that lead to, Kevin Owens coming to the aid of his best friend or one of his best friends or whatever, and then being like, oh, you need help? These guys wronged you? I'm here for you. And that seems like what the plan is actually going to be. It seems like that is going to be the plan eventually, but because this whole Usos, Roman, Bloodline stuff has been just the greatest thing in wrestling right now. Like I said it the other day, Sami Zayn and the Bloodline is the greatest thing in professional wrestling at the moment. You can't at least convince me otherwise. There's nothing else in WWE as good. There's nothing in AEW as good. There's nothing in Impact as good. There's nothing in New Japan as good. There's nothing on the indies as good as what is going on with the Usos and Sami Zayn, more specifically Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, but the whole Bloodline thing going on right now. I mean, Jey ain't Usi, and Sami's now over here trying to help him get his Usi back, I guess you could say. So I'm loving it, and I hope it goes longer, but I just hope they don't overstay their welcome with it. Right now, they haven't. I can tell you that right now. They have not overstayed their welcome whatsoever. But there does have to be that point where eventually you go, okay, yes, this is, look at the YouTube views, look at the Twitter engagement, look at the fans in the building going crazy for this, and the people watching on TV loving it, and this and that. But we eventually have to get to that point where they break Sami off, they bring in Kevin, and they do whatever they're going to do, hopefully putting the tag titles on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I mean, it's a long time coming. We wanted to see that years ago happen, and now in 2023, because I don't think they split this before the end of the year, I think a good way to start planting seeds of the split is Solo eliminating Sami from the Rumble. Because if Jey does it, then you'll be like, yeah, whatever. Jey doesn't like him anyways. If Jimmy does it, you can be like, okay, that's interesting. But if Solo does it, who has really been connected at the hip right now with Sami, then you go, oh, well, that's something. because him and Sammy have been tagging together and they've been really close. And Solo said he's learning from Sammy. So if Solo were to eliminate Sammy from the Rumble, that could then start the seeds. But then eventually what I think they should do, and this is just my opinion, I have no hearsay, lead all the way to Mania where you get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating the Usos for the tag titles at WrestleMania. Book it right now. At WrestleMania, Sammy and Kevin beat the Usos for the tag titles. And Sammy should come out, and maybe it's too early to say this. Maybe this dies off or whatever. Sammy comes out wearing a shirt that just says, I'm Usi or something like that. I don't know. But that's everything going on right now. Kevin Owens' plans are put on hold because, well, Sami Zayn is working with the Bloodline and working too well with the Bloodline. The article also closes out by stating, WrestleVotes also explained that Kevin Owens is also likely being kept off TV due to the fact that he doesn't work the Saudi shows, and the next pay-per-view is Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. So they really would have had nothing for him other than to maybe help build up another match, like maybe do a Kevin Owens show to build for another match. Nothing he would be doing, because as we've learned, Kevin Owens don't go to Saudi. He just don't do it. But as we move forward, we learned over the weekend, Shinsuke Nakamura is actually going to be taking on the Great Muta on New Year's Day for Pro Wrestling Noah as they return to Budokan Hall. It was officially announced, I want to say, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. And I'm going to pull up the original tweet about this. I had the link here, and the link is so not working anymore. I'm going to pull up the original tweet. It'll take me 2 seconds to find it. The original tweet is, now it is not taking me 2 seconds to find it. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker. Give me one more moment. Here we go. Is this the right one? I think I found it. Yep. All right, so we've got the original tweet here. Pull this up on the screen. As it does state. 1-1, Nippon Budokan. Shinsuke Nakamura, Great Muta participation decision. Abime presents Noah the New Year's 2023 special single match. Great Muta versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Yes, the Great Muta on his retirement tour will be taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. This is awesome. This is cool. This is out of left field. I didn't expect this. Most people didn't expect this. And there's more to this story than we even know. And we're going to first, and what the heck? Why is the... Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to check something, because that was weird. Did you guys only see, like, part of the screen as far as the graphic for that match that I just showed that wasn't actually showing properly, apparently? That was weird. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try something really fast. On my end, it looked good. Then when I saw it on Twitch, it didn't look good. Let's try this again. So we go here. Make that full screen. See if this works. It looked weird. It looked weird on my end. Let me just double check this. We got the graphic here. Great Muta, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now it's playing fine. That's weird. I don't know why it did that. But we've got some news on this match actually taking place, as Tokyo Sports did interview a Shinsuke Nakamura. First off, Nakamura, while speaking to Tokyo Sports about this match, stated, "There were people in WWE who pushed me. It's nothing short of a miracle. Of course, I wanted to do it. It was an arena that no one had ever stepped into. Or rather, it opened a door that no one had been able to pry open. Ha ha ha. It's a real, quote, Forbidden Door. Now, apparently, they actually had to get this match. They actually talked about doing this match 2 times, as revealing there were initial disagreements regarding the bout. Tokyo Sports noted. Noah listed Nakamura as an opponent for Muta once he decided to embark on his retirement tour in June. There were reportedly initial disagreements, but Noah negotiated with the new regime, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Nick Khan, after Vince McMahon retired on July 22nd. So it sounds like that when they first announced the Great Muta retirement tour, one of the people he wanted to face on this retirement tour was Shinsuke Nakamura. They went to WWE about it, and Vince must have said no. That's what it sounds like. Once there was new people in charge, aka or example, whatever you want, however you want to say it, Triple H, Stephanie, Nick Khan, they are the ones now that are saying, "Oh yeah, do it, go for it. We can make that happen," and it's happening on January 1st. So that's the interesting one. That it sounds like they didn't outright say it, but it sounds like Vince may have said, "Heck no," but Triple H said, "Yes, yes." And finally, one other little funny thing that I wanted to bring up here. Will Ospreay talking about this match. Will Ospreay tweeted out the following about Nakamura facing the Great Muta in New Japan, or in Pro Wrestling Noah, as Will Ospreay stated. Shinsuke is so mad that the international title is gone, he went to Noah instead of New Japan. Everybody blame Naito for being a greedy twat for starting this bullshit. I just thought that was a funny little tweet to bring up. Will Ospreay over here taking jabs and digs and whatnot. And oh my God, how great would a Will Ospreay Shinsuke Nakamura match be? Like that match, have we ever seen that before? And it wouldn't even be the same match, even if we have, because, you know, Ospreay's a different wrestler now. And I don't think we've, we have never seen Ospreay versus Nakamura one-on-one, like in a real match. So if they can make that happen, I don't know if WWE is working with New Japan or whatnot, but this does open the door for more stuff like this, if you really think about it. You know, if, say, this match gets over well and everything goes fine and WWE has no issues with how it happens, then maybe this can open the door for more things, like somebody going to New Japan, more people going to Pro Wrestling Noah, WWE letting their guys do stuff in the UK, WWE letting their guys do other stuff here in America. I think you test the waters internationally first. Hence, with this Noah match, maybe you do something with New Japan and so forth. Maybe you go Progress in the UK, and then slowly you can let them do things here in America. I don't know what company that would be. Maybe they work with Impact. I don't think they would, but that's just, I don't know. Maybe they let someone go up there and do a Defy show. Maybe GCW, there's some talks there. I don't know exactly where that's going, but yeah, not only is this really cool because this match is happening, Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Great Muta, but it's also cool because it, and I'm going to emphasize could, not really is going to, or you know, but it could open the door for more stuff like this to happen. Now, speaking of somebody in WWE working matches in Japan and working with Japanese companies, we got to talk about what the heck is going on with Karl Anderson in story number 3 as well. Karl Anderson's replacement for November 5th has been announced. New Japan Pro Wrestling stated the following. Despite extensive efforts by New Japan Pro Wrestling to negotiate with Karl Anderson regarding his scheduled match in Osaka at Battle Autumn on November 5th, New Japan Pro Wrestling officials have still been met with no response and have been left with no other option but to cancel the planned Never Openweight Championship match. We apologize to fans who had been looking forward to watching Anderson wrestle. after a challenge from Yujiro Takahashi. And at the direct request of Hikuleo, Osaka will now see a non-title special singles match between Yujiro Takahashi and Hikuleo. New Japan Pro Wrestling holds its championships in the highest standard of professionalism. We deeply apologize for the inconvenience and the disappointment caused by this matter. Now, here's the weird thing about all this. It has to be a work at this point. This has to be a storyline for a number of different reasons. A, that they're still saying, oh, well, Anderson's not responding to our efforts. That B, they didn't strip him. And C, they just made another match for Hikuleo. In the past, we have seen if you can't make a date to defend your belt, you're stripped. There was a typhoon and people couldn't travel into Japan. And so they said, oh, yeah, you're stripped of the belt. I think it was Juice Robinson was super, super sick. Couldn't make the show. They said, oh, well, you're stripped. Things have happened outside of others' control, like natural disasters and illnesses. And they said, oh, well, you're stripped of your belt. Yet Karl Anderson said, I'm just not showing up because I'm working the WWE show. Not stripped of the belt? That right there is what leads me to believe that all this may just be an elaborate work and that Karl's going to show up sometime down the road, whether that's in December or early January at Wrestle Kingdom, and be like, boom, let's have the match with Hikuleo. Also, this does lead me to believe Hikuleo, and I could be wrong here, should be beating Yujiro Takahashi on November 5th, which is actually this Friday night, early Saturday morning. So, see how this all does go, but they're still keeping the belt on Anderson, which is very weird. Hence, what makes us all think this is a work. And moving on to story number 4, and what is not a work, Mike Tyson headed back to All Elite Wrestling. It was announced last week on Rampage that next week on Rampage, we will be seeing Mike Tyson as a, quote, guest commentator on the show. Interesting that they're putting him on the live Rampage, not a pre-recorded Rampage or Dynamite. But Mike Johnson over at PWU Insider has a little more info on this appearance, as Johnson writes the following. Boxing legend and WWE Hall of Famer Mike Tyson will return to AEW next week on Rampage, which is emanating from Atlantic City's Boardwalk Hall, the same site of some of Tyson's biggest victories. Tyson will be appearing as part of the announced team. Tyson has made several appearances in All Elite Wrestling in the past as an enforcer in the inaugural AEW TNT Championship bout before feuding with the later Chris Jericho. The latter of Chris Jericho. Tyson is a lifelong wrestling fan, and PW Insider has been told that this may not just be a one-off appearance for Mike Tyson in AEW, and that the deal for Tyson to appear was put together just a few days ago. So it looks like this all came together within the last week, and that there may be more than just Tyson on commentary happening. So that right there, them saying this may not just be a one-off thing, may lead me to believe that Tyson may get out of the commentary table or booth, whatever you want to call it, and start a little kerfuffle with somebody, leading to something else down the line. Whether that is a match, whether that's him being another special enforcer, whether that's just him I don't know, but it feels like he's not going to be on commentary the entire show, and something's going to happen where he jumps off and out of that table. So we'll see where this all does lead to, but Mike Tyson is going to be on Rampage this week. He is going to be on commentary, and it sounds like something more than just him on commentary might be going down. Yep, we talked about that, Luke, how there was a typhoon. Moxley couldn't travel to Japan. They stripped him of his belt. Like, what the hell? As we move forward, speaking of a Rampage this week, just a quick little note. They've announced the Eliminator tournament for the upcoming month, 3 weeks of shows leading into Full Gear, as the following was announced. During Friday's AEW Rampage, a tournament To crown a future contender to the AEW World title was announced. The 8-man tournament will conclude at November's Full Gear, with the winner getting a title shot at the AEW champion at the Dynamite Winter is Coming on December 14th in Garland, Texas. So far, only 2 participants have been announced, and the first 2 participants that were announced last week are Dante Martin and Ethan Page. So with that, it is an 8-man tournament. We've seen this for the last 2 years now. This is going to be the 3rd year that they've done this, I believe, where they do this eliminator tournament. The finals are at Full Gear, and the winner does get a shot at the world title at Winter is Coming. Now, we don't know any other names, but not to be rude or disrespectful to these 2 men, but I don't see Ethan Page nor Dante Martin picking up a win. Like, they can maybe come out of the first round, maybe, but I don't see them winning the whole thing. I don't see them winning the entire tournament. Maybe, like I said, maybe they can get a first round win, but that's about it. I don't see them making the finals, and I don't see them coming out victorious in the whole thing, getting a world title shot. No ifs, ands, nothing about that. So far, this is the 3rd thing that has been announced for the Full Gear pay-per-view, the finals of this tournament. The AEW World Tag Titles will be on the line when the Acclaim defends against Swerve in Our Glory, and the AEW World Title will be on the line at Full Gear when Jon Moxley defends against MJF. Now remember, Danielson won this tournament last year and then went on to challenge Hangman Page for the belt. The winner is coming to a 60-minute draw. Is Danielson in the tournament again? Could he win 2 years in a row? Maybe. I wouldn't be totally against it. And finally, as we wrap things up, our final news story of the day has to do with, well, Emma, who returned last week to WWE on Friday Night SmackDown. If you guys didn't see it, Tennille Dashwood, Emma, real name Tennille Dashwood, returned to WWE this past week after weeks of speculation that WWE was interested in bringing her back. She came on to SmackDown as the mystery opponent for Ronda Rousey in her open challenge and, well, lost to Ronda Rousey. But Tennille Dashwood did reflect on this moment as she sent out the following tweet stating, quote, "5 years ago today, I was heartbroken, feeling like my dream had come to an end. Today, my heart is so full. I'm overwhelmed by the amount of support I have. You guys are the best. Now, I've got unfinished business to take care of." WWE did post a quick social media video after the match as well, where they asked Emma, hey, so you didn't really get the job done out there against Ronda Rousey, but how did it feel? And she's like, yeah, I didn't win the belt, but it's great to be home. And that's what she said, home. Also, Emma's boyfriend, Madcap Moss, commented on her returning to WWE, stating the quote, "This was a special moment to witness. Made astronomically better knowing how much it meant to her and how hard she worked to get it. Welcome home at Tennille Dashwood. Can't wait to watch the journey continue." So there we go. Tennille Dashwood, or now going back by her old WWE name, Emma, is back in WWE full time. Seems like she's on the SmackDown brand, and we'll see where they go from here, as it's like you never want to see somebody take a loss in their debut or re-debut return match. So hopefully she can go pick up a win next week against somebody. I don't know who. Aaliyah's not around. She's out hurt, so it can't be her, but we'll see how it goes. But I am excited to see Emma, or Tennille Dashwood, whatever you want to call her. It's Emma in WWE, back in WWE. And I do want to say kudos on them for doing the thing with the music, where her entrance starts where she says, "It's all about me." Kudos on them, not just going back and giving her the bubble theme. Even Rhonda was doing it in the ring. She's like, "This is who I'm facing? This is who I'm facing?" So we'll see where it all does lead to and how they actually push her and use her on SmackDown. But with that, guys, that is going to wrap up the wrap up. That's all we've got for you today. Tonight is Monday Night Raw, and 4 things have so far been announced for tonight's show. Roman Reigns will be on the show just days before he goes and gets challenged by Logan Paul this weekend for the title at Crown Jewel. Brock Lesnar will also be on the show tonight, just days ahead of his big match at Crown Jewel with Bobby Lashley. And we got 2 matches so far announced. First off, in a non-title match, Bianca Belair will be taking on Nikki Cross. Also, we got a trick or street fight with Matt Riddle and Otis. So with that, guys, that's everything we got for you. That's everything for tonight's Monday Night Raw. And remember, if you live in the UK, and I might get this wrong, the show is actually going to start an hour earlier than normal for you guys because you guys already dialed your clocks back. But us in America, we haven't yet. So if I got the info correctly, the show, at least this week, starts an hour earlier for you guys overseas in the UK because we here in America haven't rolled our clocks back yet. So with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. If you're watching live, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, or if you're watching or listening later, whether that's youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Again, remember, no Monday Night Raw review tonight. And so I'll see you back here Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. Have a good one, guys.